Hello and welcome to Dark Night Healing. My name is Julie. I'm going to do an oracle reading for you today from the Angels and Ancestors deck. Hope everyone's doing okay. Having a good week, weekend, day, night, whatever it is. Remember, my messages are all intuitive, which means I don't know what's in the book. And they're also timeless, which means they'll reach you when it's time. My readings are also not dependent on your subscription or your likes. I'll be here whether or not those are there, because my messages will reach you when it's time. We trust in spirit here at Dark Night Healing to guide our journey. Algorithms are not needed. So, what's your message today from Spirit? Seer. See beyond the current situation. You have a block. You're stumbled, you can't see something. You're asking a lot of questions. You're not getting quite the answers that you're looking for, because you're not asking the right questions. What's going on? She-wolf, unleash the power within. Warrior, be fearless and stand strong. You need to get out of your head and start using your instincts more, your intuition. Logic has a place in this world, but it's usually within society. You're being asked to step out of that, to feel the truth within yourself, to stand strong in that truth. Warriors and wolves are a lot alike, because they have to have a certain amount of patience when hunting. You have to be able to sense, you have to be able to smell. It's not all about thinking. You have to use your eyes and see if you can see signs that they've passed this way, or where they might be going. Hermit, retreat and recharge. So definitely a going within, starting to feel, to use your aura, to use your energetic field to help you make positive decisions, to calm your central nervous system, which is very important. Without calming your central nervous system, you will always, especially if you endured a lot of trauma over a long period of time, you will be in flight or fight for a very long time, even after the trauma has stopped, because it takes like at least a year even before your body actually even realizes that it is not in flight or fight mode anymore, and that it's safe. And that's when the actual healing work begins. That's why when you get out of the situation and you've been safe for a while, you start breaking down, because now you can. Now your body can process that information, and it feels weird and foreign, and why is this happening to me and I'm going crazy? No, you're not. You're releasing, you're healing, you're letting go of all that trauma from before. But this is not something you can think your way through. You have to feel it. You have to sit in that pain. You have to go through the emotion. You can't just block out the emotion. You have to go through it. And yes, it's painful. And yes, it sucks, and it can last from hours, days, weeks, months, but you have to put the work into it. You can't just, it's not just going to go away on its own. Bask in joy and light. Keep yourself busy in your healing work. Maybe you need to also dance a little more. Bees communicate through dancing. And so maybe get out and dance a little bit, you know? That might help release some of that energy. Maybe dancing is something that you used to do and you don't do it anymore. Perhaps bees are a symbol for you. You could also be a social butterfly. Bees are a colony. They all work together. So maybe you're normally a social butterfly. Maybe you need to remove yourself and go into hermit mode. Take yourself out of that active being with everyone around you and getting yourself into a quiet space so you can feel into your new time and your new phase. Stargazer, set your sights higher. So again, with the bee and the stargazer, you need to fly above, you need to look over and have an overview of what's going on, to see it from a different perspective. When a bee is flying, it flies and it can sense the nectar, but it's way up high over the flowers. So maybe you need to look at your situation. Pardon me, somebody doesn't want this to get out. Take a step back from your situation. Look at it from a different perspective and feel it. So try and do a pardon me, oh my goodness, someone really doesn't want this to get out. So I would recommend dancing. I think dancing is something that you used to do for sure. Dancing is really good for your body, your joints, as well as it elevates your vibration. It brings you joy. So dance a lot, get out in nature for sure, but definitely do this alone. This is a special time for you to transform yourself. You don't need a bunch of people around you for this. But you do need to look at your situation from a higher perspective. So I'm thinking this higher perspective would be from somebody else's point of view. So take this situation and look at it as if you were someone else. And what advice would you give to them to get through it? Yep. Eagle. See from a higher perspective. So 3 in a row. You've got the busy bee who flies over. You've got the stargazer with the spyglass, and the eagle. See from a higher perspective. So you need to change your perspective, and you need to do it yourself and internally using your energy. This is an exercise, a healing, and a lesson for you to learn, probably maybe to open up your third eye. Yeah, I feel like this is a lesson for you to open your third eye or expand your aura grid. You see, if you look closely on this card, you can see that his aura is a grid pattern behind him. So you need to adjust that. And the only way to do that is to look at how you're handling things from a different perspective. And if you would give somebody else different advice than how you're handling this situation, then perhaps you need to take the advice that you're giving to the other person. But definitely this is not a time for you to be using logic at all. This is a feeling going in your heart space for sure. Snake. Sometimes snake can mean changing and shedding of old skin, but because it comes up after the eagle, and the way the eagle has its talons, it looks like it's attacking the snake. So I would say that you have a snake in your midst, and this person is trying to harm your aura, your grid. See, there's the auric grid behind the snake. So you need to be careful that this person doesn't snake their way into your aura and try to block you. Interesting. We have drum with dream and journey. Perhaps you play drums. This card is calling you to, if you're getting dreams, pay attention to them. There's going to be messages within the dreams. You'll recognize them by the symbols and the patterns. Druid, hold the space. Yes. So really pay attention to this healing time, because you're going to be going through a lot of healing and a lot of feeling, and feeling can be one of the hardest things. We, as a Virgo, Virgos don't like feelings. We like logic. We like everything to fit in a little slot in a box, and we like it to make sense, and this world doesn't always make sense. So, and we can't just OCD our way through some things. So, I know from experience that this is a particularly hard way to go, because you really want it to make sense on paper, and spirituality just doesn't make sense on paper. And once you've experienced it, you can't unexperience it. So really get into that space, that alone space, because you are normally such a busy bee and a social person, but this time right now is really important that you spend it on you, and that you hold the space for you, And you allow yourself to go through this and feel it and recognize the symbols and the messages in the dreams and the symbols that have come to you throughout the day. But definitely be wary of this snake. Let's ask, is this snake going to be a problem? Is this snake going to be a problem? Hunter. Track down your fears and desires. No. The snake isn't going to be a problem for you because you will identify them and remove them. You're a hunter. You're a warrior. They're not going to be a problem for you. You might have tattoos. You might be planning on getting your first tattoo. I feel also with the Seer card, somebody has been looking into you, maybe through a seer, maybe they've had a tarot reading done on you, tea leaves, something like that. Maybe they're a reader and they've done your cards on you. And there seems to be a lot of eyes on you, watching. So careful. That could be from the snake. Narcissists have flying monkeys. And flying monkeys don't even know that they're flying monkeys sometimes. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So, last couple of cards here. Mirror Guardian, take time to reflect. So really dive into this reflection time and be honest with yourself. 100% honest with yourself. If you can't even be honest with anyone else, be honest with yourself. Stand your ground. And Sun. So it's going to be a trying period. You're going to heal some major things in your life. And I know it might feel a little bit lonely and you really want everyone around, but this is honestly something that they can't help you with. Because you have to feel it. You have to feel through each decision what feels good to you. You can't make them based on a logic because you need to feel it. So there's not an advice that they'll be able to give you that's going to put you on the right path, because only you can put you on the right path. Sorry for the interruption. Anyway, so yes, you got to put yourself on your own path. No one can do that for you. And they're not even going to be able to tell you how to feel in your decisions. So just really enjoy this process and know that you will have success and happiness at the end of this. It's going to put you onto a new path. It's going to show you new things that are going to be exciting and wonderful, and definitely broaden your horizons as far as your spirituality and how much you actually need other people. I don't feel that you usually spend a lot of time alone, and you're really being guided for that right now. So yeah. Enjoy this phase because it's going to be an interesting one for you for sure. All right, that's your reading for today. You can catch me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. You can also reach out to me at darknightheal@gmail.com if you have any other questions. Other than that, have a great day, and we'll see you next time.